Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the IndyCar series here on America's Racing League. We're so happy to be with you for another day today at the glittering MotoGP circuit of Termas de Rio Hondo, an absolute gem that is deeply, deeply underappreciated, I think. And we have a special treat for you guys tonight. None other than Ted Piper is here to join me in the booth, current star, currently second place in the championship, overall swell guy. Ted, how are you doing this evening?
Doing well. Reporting in from Louisville, Kentucky, at the Hilton Garden Inn, Alpha 65. So.
And what are your geological coordinates, just so everybody can really know?
Yeah.
No,
I don't have those offhand.
That's okay. I'll get them from you later, so I know where to send the anthrax.
Right.
Well,
I'll be long gone.
I have a drone. It'll get there fast enough. But no, we were talking about before we went live briefly. That's you need to become an adept gamepad user and also buy either a gaming laptop or a supportable PC. And wherever you go, racing action will continue. And it certainly is to have you for tonight. We're already well into the depths of qualifying, about 3 minutes into our 15-minute qualifying session. And for those of you who are a bit unfamiliar with how we run it, it is a bit different compared to a normal sports car qualifying. It is the first 10 minutes is everybody's on circuit and trying to go as fast as they can. After the first 10, the final 5 minutes is for the fast 6. We're representing the way qualifying is done in the real-life IndyCar. The times don't get reset, so it's not quite as authentic, but there's not really any way to simulate that in AMS2. But we do the best we can, and I think it's pretty cool. I think it's pretty neat. I love a little bit of authenticity and a little bit of immersion. And I mean, I assume, Ted, you didn't practice this circuit because you knew you wouldn't be here, or did you run a few laps before you left?
I ran a few laps before the season even started on this track. This is one of my favorite tracks, which is one of the reasons I'm bummed I'm missing it. Another reason I'm bummed I'm missing it, I've never driven these things in the wet. And then the third reason I'm bummed I'm missing it is because I am second in the point standing. Which I am surely going to lose tonight.
Well, I mean, you gave a little teaser there. You haven't driven these cars in the wet. There is going to be rain at some point in this race. Not sure when. Seems to be around the middle, but there is a bit of weather randomness baked into the sim, so who knows? But it is going to be a wet race at some point. I've never driven any cars in the wet. I've never seen them driven in the wet. I know several of the drivers didn't quite practice amply for this circuit. It's tricky enough in the dry. I think it's going to be chaotic. And coming from the race at Indianapolis, I would say that makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
Because that was, well, for you, not the best race. Quite unlucky with a caution, with putting you a lap down from the leader. But
I came out of the pit. So when I went into pits, it was like caution's out, and I'm like, oh, good, perfect timing. Absolutely dead wrong on that one. I came out of the pits in 7th place.
Yeah.
So, and a lap down. I was like, what? What the hell is this? How? This doesn't make any sense. And yeah, so got shafted by the safety car, but ended up getting fastest lap. And I think it was 4th place. I ended up with at the end.
You did end up finishing 4th. It was looking like either an 8th or a 7th for you. And then the most massive accident I've seen not yet on an oval happened. I think 4 cars ended up not finishing because of it. Most of the cars were missing most of their wheels, which for those of you who are even remotely familiar with how race cars work, that is not ideal. But in the end, reasonable haul of points. Currently second in the championship by a mere 2 points.
Yep.
And
That fastest lap got me.
it did
Very
indeed.
good.
It's a very tight fight for second in the championship. Our current championship leader, Mr. Jeff H77, is, well, let's be honest, pretty much run away with it. He's won every single race except for round 2. 202 points to their name. Second place, with none other than Mr. Ted Piper, holding that honor for the moment at 129. We have Groove Armada in third with 127. Sean Stewart in fourth with 125. Tiago Lorena with 124 in fifth. And Sloth in sixth with 121. So huge swings are bound to happen in this race if everybody can keep it on circuit, which I can guarantee isn't a guarantee. Sloth almost proves me right in that exact moment. Now,
I don't think there's any catch of what Jeff H. 71 points to the good.
Yeah, I believe he could not. He could complete this race, win it, and just not show up for the remaining 2 rounds, and would pretty much win the championship. Such is the performance that they have done. It's been mighty impressive, and already an impressive qualifying. On the pole, It's No Use is back tonight. Couple of rounds being missed. This is sort of the driver that I touted early in the season as the quickest in terms of single moments of pace. They tend to have the ability to get the absolute best out of the car, but mistakes are never far behind. We'll see. Less than a tenth separating them two as we're entering the final minute of full field qualifying. But Ted, how do you think about qualifying? I feel like every driver sort of has a different mentality when it comes to setting single lap pace, but what is your sort of, what do you think about? How do you think about qualifying in general?
Oh, I don't know. That's a tough one. I just go out there and try to lay down my laps. I usually can make top 6, but I think I've missed out a couple of times this season. Just not having the car set up right. It comes down to the practice time beforehand, which, you know, we already heard a lot of drivers did not have a good practice time beforehand, and I need at least an hour and a half or 2 hours of just tire tuning to really maximize the pace out of these cars. And if you don't go out there and you get those laps in and you don't tune in the car, I mean, you're not going to be making the top 6. I mean, Jeff H is out there practicing at least 2 hours before the race every time. It's No Use, I'm sure, has put in quite a bit of practice. But yeah, as far as qualifying goes, that's just go out there with low fuel and try to make the best you can out of it. Oh, is that Jeff H there?
That is Jeff H there, having a bit of a moment.
That's what you don't.
I believe that's the curb through turn 8. I think as you're coming out of turn 8. They went over, and, well, these cars are low enough that now we know you can bottom out and absolutely spin the car. And, wow, I just realized, if you want to take a look at the gap between It's No Use and Jeff H right now, that is...
Holy...
about the closest 2 times can be without being identical. That's unbelievable. Improvements so far, and there's that curve that Jeff got stuck on just a moment ago. That's actually turn 10, not turn 8.
That's what it is. Turn 10.
My mistake.
Look at what we got there with Samuel in 6.
And it's true. We haven't seen the Spamuel up running in the top 6.
He is brand new to this. This is his 3rd race with us in this car. Yeah, catching on quick.
Absolutely. Someone to look out for next season, maybe.
Yeah,
a contender.
He's always fast in the Porsche Cups over in iRacing, and and he also races GT3s in LMU, and he's always been quick in those disciplines. So it's not surprising to see him up there. But I mean, with his third showing in these cars, he's getting up to speed, I think, rather quickly.
Yeah, they had a lot of pace at Indianapolis last week, running fairly high up for most of the race, fighting for almost a podium at the end, I believe. I can't remember if they were also one of the cars that got caught up in the melee.
No, they didn't. They were in fifth place, right behind me, chasing me down the whole time. I was trying to keep my distance. We on a restart, we were only a couple cars in between us at one
That's
point in the
right.
restart.
That's right. I remember that. Yeah, they were fighting for fifth or fourth by the end of the race. But I've just realized, slightly confusing, we have two cars running the 21 livery. The Splenda car. I'm not sure who's supposed to be running it, but they both have it. And that's just going to make it a little bit more tricky.
Dang. Yeah, no, that's Sloss's car or whatever. How do you even say sloth plural?
Sloths? Sloth-eye? I don't know. Is the plural of sloths just sloth? There are many sloth? Like, I don't know. I honestly have no idea. It's no use has put a bit more distance between themselves and Jeff H so far, and I think, actually, now is as good a time as any. We're going to go on board for a lap around Termas Hondo, now that It's No Use has found their eye. This is the start-finish line here, and it takes you to a very, very long, and you just have to be extremely patient through turn 1. Your exit isn't as important because it is a very short run to 2. 2, though, one of the most important exits on the circuit, because turn 3, especially in a car like this, is absolutely flat out. And then the 2-year long straight, I'm thinking we're going to be seeing some overtaking into turn 5, which is the corner coming up next. It's a pretty long braking zone in some cars, not that long of a braking zone in an Indy car, as it turns out. We did notice right at the very beginning of qualifying, there should be more marker boards for turn 5, but they all got deleted within seconds of the session starting. This is turn 7. It's a bit awkward. There's a bit of camber on the corner, but if you squeeze on the power early, like It's No Use just did, you get a little bit out of shape. Tickle your way through turn 9, turn 10, and then turn 11, dealt with fairly easily in a high downforce Formula car such as this. And it's the final corner, which I just feel like this is just awkward hairpins the circuit, because it is an incredibly awkward but incredibly important hairpin. But that is a lap, and a pretty good one. That's the first 1 minute 24 that we've seen, and I do believe that is going to be pole position for It's No Use. Still have Spiky Cactus and Spamuel to set a time.
This is really shaking up the top 6, honestly. With It's No Use being here now, Merchant, let's hope Merchant's screen stay on this time, because he was up towards the top at Indy and his screen's turned off, and he could not join us in the race.
That's what happened. I was wondering, because I know they disappeared very quickly once the formation started.
He was not able to hit the ready up button because he's like, oh, screens are black.
Oh.
Yeah, Spiky Cactus was not here for the last race. So we got Spiky, Merchant, It's No Use, shaking it up at the top, which is good news for me in the point standing.
That's very true. That's
Keeping
a very
those guys
good spin.
Groove Armada needs to keep his distance from the top.
Yes, that's. It sounds like we're gonna be doing some napkin math throughout the race to figure out where you're gonna end up once all's said and done. But that is our qualifying.
is another surprise. He's usually higher.
That is true. I think this is just a circuit of nobody really knows who's going to be quick other than these two who are on our front row. It's No Use 24 and Jeff H20 77. But I think
Yeah.
it's qualifying is one thing. Always racing is entirely different. Keeping it together for 45 laps is going to be a big ask, especially once the rain comes. But I mean, the times are incredibly close in the top five, less than a second between
Right.
them all. And hopefully, I'm going to cross my fingers we get some good racing. And once the rain comes, all hell breaks loose, maybe, and who knows?
So one to watch when the rain does come will be Sean Stewart. He is a rain whisperer. So watch
All
out
right.
for it. If he's
Nice.
in good position when that rain comes, I expect him to make a few, moves towards the top.
Well,
And Super Goose fans have chimed in.
they've
Super
been here
Goose,
every week. It's awesome. I love it so much.
yeah. We disappointed to see Super Goose so low. He is an oval champion for sure. Does
Yes.
not seem to get the pace out of it tonight here in Argentina.
Yes. Well, hey, here's the thing. You sort of keep your nose clean. This series to me is like, at least as far as guaranteed points finish, just keep your nose clean. Keep it between the light lines. Do not make any mistakes, and you will pretty easily finish in the top 10, if not higher. Is that an easy
Yes.
thing to do? No,
No.
it isn't. I retired from the sport for a reason. It's nothing to do. It has nothing to do with the difficulty of driving the car. It had everything to do with how much I like talking, versus driving, or talking and driving. I very often have to be asked to leave Discord calls when I'm racing because I talk too much, and people would like to focus. Sorry, not sorry. Formation lap is underway. We're going to cross our fingers and toes that the Indianapolis curse doesn't follow us to Argentina, and that everything just works.
Right.
Final opportunity for drivers to get their mind right. Make sure everything that needs to be set up is. Maybe set up their first pit stop. Make final considerations on their strategy. They've already picked the tire they're going to start on. So no more thinking about that, but maybe I wouldn't be surprised, considering the rain is going to come and there's pretty much a guarantee that the wet tires will get used. There is no mandatory compound usage. You do not have to use the option and the primary as long as the wet tire ends up getting used. So if it were me, options till the rain shows up. Just go as fast as you can and stay away. We'll see.
I think you might be able to do two options before the rain shows up. The rain or the weather forecast is something like overcast, maybe 2 slots of clouds, and then it goes rain and then light rain. And so those 4 slots are going to be synced to the race. So we should expect 15 to 20 minutes per slot, right? So I would say max 40 minutes-ish into this race, rain should be here. Or, that would be, about max 40 minutes. 30 to 40 minutes.
Ted Piper, Formula USA Wizard, weather correspondent. But
I set up the streamers.
That is true. You do have a special insight into the inner workings. Cars should begin to start gridding up soon. I would certainly hope so, since they're getting ready to come around to start this race. They haven't really gridded up as well as these guys usually do. Green flag should be waving any moment. That's the
There it
green.
is.
Oh, a huge launch from Jeff off the start. He's going to be immediately going on the offensive on It's No Use, taking the lead for the moment. They're still side by side. The track's going to go back left, so it's going to go back It's No Use's way. A little bit of a hip check on entry, but more grip found on the outside by Jeff H. Too wide through this corner is never really a good thing, but they've both managed it. Jeff H is now in the tow. Here comes second place Merchant around the outside of both of them. 3 wide on the long straight. Oh, this braking zone is going to be a little contentious. We'll see. Second place Merchant has just managed to outwit them both on the start. Spiky Cactus is up to third, running a bit wide. Maybe trying to stay out of the way of the speed demon that is It's No Use. I didn't see any calamities in the background. I haven't seen anybody drop too far off the back. All 20 cars feeding in reasonably nicely. But a massive shakeup, Ted, in the first moments of the race.
That was pretty good with Merchant going around the two battling. That must have slowed him down quite a bit, where Merchant was able to get the run down the straight.
It's a very tactical play. It's extremely intelligent heads-up racing. You know, it's a lot of picking your moment, taking your opportunities as they come. Patience is a virtue. And now we're gonna see
These top 4 or 5 cars here. These guys are all wicked fast, honestly. So
they are super speedy, and no one hunts down Indy cars quite like Jeff H. It's not often that he's not leading the race, but when he's not, it doesn't take him too long to
seen in the leaderboard here, Matty Ice and Crazy Mittens keep swapping places.
They absolutely are. There's 3 wide coming down the straight. Oh, we'll see. 3 into 1 sometimes goes. It actually goes pretty well, especially for Matty Ice snatching a couple extra positions. Randy Magruder trying to go down the inside of Crazy Mittens. Flores is up a few positions as well. Oh, maybe around the outside. Nope, not quite thinking about it. That would have been brave and committed. Randy Magruder and Kay Flores now are well and truly 2 wide into the quick middle sector. A couple cars cutting that corner too much, but nobody repeating what we saw in qualifying from Jeff H. It's interesting to see how much difference in lines we're seeing for a couple of cars. Groove Armada getting a little bit of tap in the rear from Flores.
And he's down quite a few spots.
And you're licking your lips, aren't you? You're excited about that.
Groove is going to watch this back, and he's going to be like, "You sons of bitches."
We never prey on anyone's downfall specifically, but I mean, listen, you're in the championship. You are more than welcome to talk all the smack you want. I certainly won't stop you. That's what it looks like. I think Randy Magruder is going to go for it here. Had the better run. This camera shot I'm a very big fan of. You get a great idea of what more than a few cars are doing at any given time. Magruder's through right on the back of Armada. Interestingly enough, second place Merchant is absolutely gapping the usually electrically fast Jeff H.
He's got the options on, and he's probably only got enough fuel for the length of what he's going to do those options.
I would imagine. Oh no, a bit of a mistake. And that's what we call a commentator's curse there. Nothing terrible though, but all that time that he gained the last couple of laps is immediately coming back the other way. You can hear how much throttle work all these drivers are having to do mid-corner. Like most people, there's a bit of misconception about Indy cars is they look like a Formula 1 car-ish. I mean, in the nitty-gritty they don't, but to normal people they absolutely do. They are not even remotely close to having as much downforce and as much grip as Formula One cars. They're sort of they're not heavy. They're certainly not heavy. They're actually quite a bit lighter, but they low speed, quite slow. Slower than certainly other disciplines of cars. And no TC, no ABS means it's down to the driver. Down to the man or woman in the box to bring out the best in the car. And I think that's kind of as good as it can get as far as racing is when it is down to the driver, not necessarily the performance of the car.
Right. That's got to be most of those speed losses is all in that TC, 750 horsepower, I believe, and no TC. I mean,
oh, bit of argy-bargy between ARLs and Kronos. I saw that their gaps were close on the timing, so I switched over to him, but they're too wide. But Matty Ice is up and through. I gotta say, Matty Ice throughout this season never really seemed to be able to qualify very well, but absolutely comes alive in the race, which is definitely good to see. Love somebody who fights their way through the fields and just doesn't make a lot of mistakes early on. Always tends to be able to get really good performance out of the car. That's up onto the curb. Mariel's Kronos gets a little bit of a tap. Here comes Deuce, Pac, and Groove Armada. They have the run because they weren't compromised through that corner, and they are just gonna fly on by. Last of the late breakers, perhaps.
Just having connection. Did you see that?
Did. And there's a little bit of jumping. It's kind of always a little prevalent, but I think that's definitely a bit of a ping issue. Bit of rubber banding.
Borealis and It's No Use are in South America, I do believe. I think.
These two are still.
It's No Use is definitely
still side by side. Well, not quite anymore, but they were side by side for an impressive amount of time. Groove Armada, though, having dropped into 15th or 16th place, is already back up into 8th. The field is beginning to spread quite a bit.
That was a move. Oh, I wish we could go back and watch like Groove go from 15th to 9th. Like,
gosh, man, I wish for some form of replay, live replay. Every day, I wake up and I pray that that's something we can get. A lot of, whether it's a different strategy on braking or it's maybe a lack of practice on the circuit. Speaking of Mariellis, that's pulled over. That is the other pit entry. That's not actually the pit entry. Certainly having some sort of issue. They're moving again. This will feed into the pit lane. But not sure.
Not sure what's going on with there.
Hopefully, maybe they'll end up. They'll go down the lane and come back out, sort of feed back in. Ooh, sneaking in there just a little bit. Kronos getting enough of an overlap to push elbow wide. Very, very tidy.
Kronos, this is his first race here, by the way. That's Wyatt. This is his real name.
That is not the move of a debutant. That is the move of a seasoned veteran.
He is very fast over in iRacing. So he joined us in iRacing, and then he was like, "Oh, can I join this Formula USA race?" I was like, "Yeah, go for it." So he bought the cars, and here he is.
There he is.
He's no stranger to AMS2, he says, but he's more likely to be found on iRacing.
Was that elbow going into the back of Kronos that forced him off?
It was into the side. He got him into the side somehow. I don't know if because Kronos saw Les Paul coming up the inside of him, so he was staying wide, and I think it was just a matter of 3 wide in a small area.
Yeah, I think 3 into 1 does not go. This track is nice and wide. That is the one thing about it. It's designed for MotoGP, and MotoGP circuits tend to be on the wider end, just because of how bikes. As far as I've noticed, I could be completely just making that up, but the MotoGP circuits I'm familiar with, and the ones that are sort of most famous in my mind, are all pretty wide. I mean, bikes take corners entirely differently from four-wheeled vehicles, and maybe. Elbow thinking about sneaking around the outside of. Oh no! Oh, I think the pressure got the best of our event manager, Ryan Cooper. But
it looks like Kronos had to quit from that hit, possibly.
That is true. Yeah, it wouldn't quite be a scheduled stop. I mean, a full tank of fuel can get you anywhere from about 18 to 22 laps, though I don't know if everybody is fully fueling all the time. But I would be surprised if it was scheduled at only lap 8. Jeff H is on the hunt again. Sort of the pendulum swinging back and forth, ebbing and flowing between the two. I wonder, Ted, I don't know, maybe you could give some racers insight on this, but are they maybe considering just working together just a little bit, not going to fight each other too hard, just sort of survive it out until the rain comes?
Maybe. I think if Jeff got close enough and his pace was greater than Merchant's, he would make the move, like, for sure, 100%. But it might be the case of, like, their pace, even both of them at full push, is just, their pace is just so simple, you know? They're pulling away from It's No Use, which is shocking, honestly. Like, 5-second gap down to It's No Use now?
Yeah, I'm thinking that maybe the top 2 might be on options, and possibly
It's No Use is on primary.
Possibly. See, now you're getting to experience what my job is all the time, which is just having to wildly guess with who's on what compound and what their race strategy is, because there's no way for me to know. Unfortunately,
we're on lap 9. We should see these guys come in pretty soon if they are on options. And I bet you that It's No Use might be running the primaries and just going for a full tank of fuel and hoping that maybe the rain comes before he even has to pit at all. So would put him on basically a one-stop strategy.
Yeah, just a bit.
Possibly.
We got Spamuel feeding back onto the circuit, hopefully staying out of the way. It do? Perfectly fine. Sorry, that wasn't Spamuel.
Look at that. Look at Matty Ice, 6th.
It's absolutely coming alive. 100%. That is a super, super impressive start to their race.
Why are we leaving? Is there a safety car out?
I think Flores is doing a little bit of tire warm up. If I were a betting man.
Did he come out of pit?
Yes, they just came out of the pit lane. I think they're just trying to quickly get some heat into the tires. It's sometimes worth doing, sometimes not. Depends on the car, depends on the circuit. Generally, these Indy cars put enough energy through the tire that I don't think that's necessary, but who's to say? We're getting close to a lead change. One of the quicker parts of the circuit and one of the bigger braking zones coming up, but 3/10 is a mile's worth of late braking, but it's not I thought it was going to be a mistake, but no. Second place Merchant is going to pit from the lead, promoting Jeff H. That very much is probably the case. Because when these tires hit a wall, that I'm sure you know, when they hit the wall, they are dead.
Oh, dude, they're awful. It's like ice skating rink out there.
Battles on the circuit. It's the Splenda cars. No, it's not the Splenda cars. I was incorrect. There's another Splenda car driving around, and I've completely forgotten who it is. Almost immediately. The update, specifically the Ted Piper race update, Groove Armada is now up to 8th. Sort of alone on the circuit.
Yeah.
Bit of gap ahead, a bit of gap behind. John is still chasing down Matty Ice. The gap's stabilized around 1 second.
4 and 3 are looking to make a move if you wanted to.
They are, in fact. This is why I keep the track map up, because it's the only way for me to know what's happening. Because the gaps aren't relative. It's all relative to the leader, which is super not helpful.
Yeah. Second place. So what is that? It's no use is in the pit?
He is in the pit. So maybe he was on the options as well, which is a bit worrying as far as if that's their pace. Strangely, a brief yellow flag came out in the 3rd sector, maybe because of the pit injury. Spiky Cactus is in as well. I'm wondering if Jeff H is doing his special, which is actually just being on primaries and actually being that fast. There's been a couple of times this season where I've thought that he was on primaries, and speaking after the race, he was like, "Oh," or I thought he was on options. Speaking to him after the race, he's like, "Oh yeah, no, that last stint I was, on primaries, and they began to fall off." And I was like, "Oh, okay, sure, I believe you." Surprised though. Oh, hold on a moment. That would be 2nd place Merchant coming ahead of It's No Use. So those two came out basically next to each other in pit lane, which is extremely surprising. Given that...
Well, they're battling right now.
They absolutely are. I'm wondering
Merchant's tires should be a little bit more fired up than It's No Use.
Yeah, I'm just surprised that Merchant lost 5 or 6 seconds either coming in or coming out of pit lane that allowed It's No Use to undercut or overcut by about a lap. Has brought a lot of the field a bit closer together. This is now not for position in the background, mind you. That is someone who's a lap down. I can't quite see what the car... Well, never mind. They are no longer in the picture.
Samuel. He's in the wrong livery.
That is true. That's right. I knew it was an S name that was also in the other Splenda car. There's a lot of S's going on. It's No Use just dispatched Matty Ice moments ago, but losing a bit of time already to the 2nd place Merchant. My question is, how do you... I mean, one could assume by their name how they got named 2nd place Merchant. Ooh, very late on the brakes. Very clean in. Dispatching Sean Stewart, but how many 2nd places do you have to get before you feel the need to call yourself the 2nd place Merchant?
Well, I think he got the name over at the other league that he's a part of. That I've been over there a couple times, but he's a regular at Cass, and I think that he had gotten 2nd place in the championship standings in a couple of their championship or whatever. And he was deemed 2nd place Merchant over there, and it carried on over here. His original name when he joined us was Vespa.
I suppose an enjoyer of a good scooter. Jeff H just came in and out of the pits. He's 4 seconds ahead of 2nd place Merchant when he came around. Something going wrong in the pit lane for 2nd place Merchant, I could only imagine. Sloth now leading the race, which...
Has he pit?
He has not pit. But if you were here last week, that is a not an unfamiliar sight. Sloth was very, very quick around Indianapolis. I feel like the after watching Indy last week, I was just sort of like, man, I maybe need to show up for one of these ovals, just sort of be a guest feature, a wild card.
It's fun.
I don't have to practice to turn left. I can just show up.
It takes a little. I think it comes down to there's a lot of car setup to it.
I just ripped the setup off of the leaderboards because I'm a true professional.
See, I did that and it was a nightmare, and I had to redo all of the camber and all the tire pressures.
Oh, were you using? Yeah. So the Indianapolis like world record setup is lethal, and if you don't use the weight jacker, it basically doesn't work. So I used the weight jacker when we did the 500 last year, and if I didn't constantly drive into the wall, I had quite good pace, but I kept crashing into the wall. So
it was overheating tires. It was just not doing. It was a mess for being like a race pace setup, in my opinion.
It could also be a different setup now than it used to be.
Yeah, it could be. I mean, it could be different. Yeah, for sure. But like that, I tune these cars in particular. I just jack, like you just said, I jack the top time setup, but then I go out and I run laps and I tune the camber and tire pressures to, like I have a calculation like spreadsheet, and I put in the tire temperatures, inside, middle, outside for every tire, and I do that over and over again. Like I go out for 5 laps, go out for 10 laps, do that over and over again until it's like bang on. Probably takes about hour and a half to get her bang on, and then it's just a bullet of a car once you have those tire pressures and cambers right where you need them.
Yeah, this MS2 kind of it suffers from certain cars seem to sort of suffer from the ACC syndrome, which is if your tires are not in the window, they basically don't work. Yeah. Is that an attempt of the latest move I've ever seen from the Armada, or was it just maybe a bit late on the brakes, I think?
he might have been taking the back.
Could be a bit of both. I wonder. Are we gonna see
his replay pulled up right now. I can see what he was doing.
Let's see. Well, very clean down the inside. It didn't seem that Cooper wanted to fight that one too much.
Nope.
Everybody, it seems to be, nobody's fighting too hard. It's not, sort of, everybody's giving each other lots of space, which this circuit is extremely wide, so it's easy to do that. Like, everybody knows that there's no reason to throw it all away because the race is going to get significantly more difficult in the next short while. Bad news, Groove just overtook 2 cars in like 3 corners. So
up to 8th, Groove. I've got his Twitch stream pulled up on my phone. So we have Groove, Stewart, and Les Paul all have streams that I can like tap into and see their point of view at any time. Well, a little inside knowledge here. Sean is messing with his tires on his screen, probably getting ready to go in.
Sloth did just pit in from the lead. I'm going to assume they were running on the primaries. They made it to lap 17 before needing to stop.
Thanks, Sean.
Inside the fuel window.
I wish we could see. Do you use Second Monitor at all? Have you ever heard about Second Monitor?
I have not heard about Second Monitor. What is a Second Monitor?
You might want to look into that. It's just like a timing and scoring app or whatever. It just runs in the background and it grabs all the information from AMS2. Oh. It'll give you timings, even sector timings and everything of all the cars, and it'll tell you, like, when you can click on the car and be like, and see if they pit or not as well.
I've written down a note for myself on my sheet in bold to look into that, because that's something that I've been looking for and something that I'm used to having on other sims.
Yeah.
I aim S2, I kind of just, I fly by the seat of my pants, and I'm like, I'm just going to use the very little amount of information that I'm given.
Right.
But no, that would be fantastic.
You have multiple monitors that you can
I have 3, and they're all full, but I can make room.
Okay.
I actually added a 3rd monitor once I started commentating because I realized I needed more room.
Right.
I like to have a lot of stuff in front of me. Lots of data, lots of notes. Oh, way big moment.
What was that?
That was, I believe it was Randy
That was
Magruder. Yeah, he sort of, it was a bit of a half move from Matty Ice. I mean, it wasn't for position, but it was sort of a lazy sort of sticking the nose in. Magruder's taking the corner pretty much normally and cut the nose off.
Wrong place, wrong. I mean, he just was like a little bit more pace than Randy, and kind of got caught out there.
Yeah, I think that I don't know what happened in the pit stop, but clearly the team gave It's No Use some go juice, because they are absolutely shifting now.
Options?
Could be options, but we were thinking that he was on options earlier because he pitted so early.
Well, he was 5 seconds off of Jeff H earlier, so
it's true. Well, he's also 5 seconds off. Yeah, I don't know.
Maybe he just pit early because he's like, I'm losing too much time.
Could be, yeah. It could have been maybe there was a big lockup we didn't see.
Yeah.
Or it could just be it was a short fuel. You know, something I just realized that I have basically yet to mention at any point during this entire championship is the existence of push to pass. Completely forgot. I think I talked about it at length in round 1 or in round 2, and just haven't mentioned it since then, and just remembered that it existed.
Yeah.
For those of you who are unfamiliar, there's a push to pass system on this car. And these cars. Oh my! Oh. Okay, so that was a bit clumsy. But it's no use. And well, there may be a post-race penalty if second place merchant feels the need to submit a ticket, because that was not great, if I'm honest. But yeah, the push to pass system is a button that you hit. It gives the car around an extra 50 horsepower, sort of the equivalent. Mm-hmm. Is it 100 or 120 seconds that you get? Or I don't remember the exact figure.
Let me think about that. It's a percentage. It's a 100%. I think it's 2 seconds every percent. So, 200 seconds. Oh, okay. Right?
That sounds right.
I think it's. I don't know.
Did I just see a raindrop?
Oh.
I feel like I might have just seen a raindrop, but I also could. Oh yeah, those are raindrops. You can just barely see them on the trackside camera, but those are 100% raindrops. The rain has come. The rain has come to Termas to Rio Hondo. My question is, how quickly is, because it looked like a lot of rain, but how quickly is the track going to start to get damp? Who's going to be the one that dares to put on the wets first? Who's going to be brave?
Now, with this many cars running around, they might be able to go pretty deep into the rain and still have a good dry line.
That is true. Automobilista 2 does have a very nice... The wet weather model isn't the greatest I've ever seen, but in terms of track progression, it does it very well. And as cars are driving around, it does dry out the circuit. Oh, wow. Ooh. Around the outside of Groove Armada goes Sean Stewart. was a move that's been coming for a little while. A bit of an unorthodox place to do it. But it's done, and it was beautiful. Yeah, you do raise a very good point, Ted, that this amount of cars, it will sort of keep drying the circuit as they go, even on a slick tire.
Right.
But who's to say? Almost half distance now. Just about half distance, and the rain has come down. It is expected to stop after about 15 to 20 minutes. But it also could just disobey and not stop.
I can hear them in chat right now. We had Randy asking, how far can we go in this rain? We already have...
That's the million-dollar question.
We already have Sean Stewart in the pit, so...
You're right.
I think he's already got it.
Man, I was really hoping that it would actually show whether it was a wet tire or it would actually go a
He's got to be on a
tire.
wet. I mean, he's not going to go into the pit just randomly and right now and not put on a tire.
It
So we
might
have
be
10th,
a bit early. Yeah, a lot of cars are going down. I think everybody's sort of getting a little nervous because the last thing... Oh, yeah, that rain has just picked up all of the sudden. It has just started raining a whole lot harder. See maybe what it looks like on board the current leader. Maybe see if... Does it look like...
Not having windshield wipers is a little bit of a bear here.
It is a little bit. It can be a little bit trickier to see braking points, but I'd say for the most part, the circuit is still very dry. I think there's a bit of argy-bargy for second. Yeah. It's come back the way of second place Merchant after the missile impacted the rear of his car earlier. Certainly looking for revenge, but not the type of revenge in continued contact, the type of revenge that's overtaking and winning. The field has really spread out of cars, have taken stops to go on to wets. I think it is still very much a dry circuit, even though the rain, I think, has just picked up even more as I say that.
Well, people are yelling about the windows. You can't see out of them, but there's a couple people who have switched their views. I can see Groove has now switched his view out of cockpit.
Oh, wow.
So that he can see.
Things you don't think about.
Yeah.
Second place Merchant, though, not afraid of a little bit of wetness. Ooh, but very late. Goes, it's no use. Maybe is able to hold it, but not quite. Oh, he does actually hold it around the outside. Much better on traction for sure. Slamming the loud pedal down and yapping. It's no use.
Are they staying out?
I think this I feel like this would be the lap to go in.
This has got to be the lap to go in.
That circuit is wet. It certainly looks wet. No, he's staying out. The absolute mad lad. Jeff H is staying out for another lap. Still thinks that there's pace in the car. I mean, he's hitting his normal braking points, though.
What is going on? Look at him. Is that... It's no use? Who is that he just passed?
That was... I cannot quite see the number yet. That's car 13? Yes, that was Deuce Bach that he just went past, and that's... I believe that's Super Goose.
Super Goose. That was off.
Oh, but look at how different their car looks going through the wet weather than Jeff H's does, at least on traction. The leaders have stayed out. Actually, no, second place Merchant has gone in and has now come out behind Sloth, but not for very long. Says the merchant. I will take that right on back. I'm in sheer disbelief because this looks torrential. But from a driver's point of view, it doesn't look. It doesn't. This car is not being driven like it's in a torrential downpour.
Did he put wets on and been out there on like how? I don't. Or did we miss him going into pits?
I don't think so. Still
we had
isn't.
to have. Look, he's going around. He's going around again.
He's
and
got.
You see
Wait, wait. Where did he put on wet tires though?
He had to have.
Did he put on wet tires on his first stop?
I mean,
how? I don't understand.
I don't get it.
Whoa! Very near miss. For It's No Use, that was Marialis going a bit slowly around the final corner. I don't know. I'm so confused. I'm even more confused.
This is nuts.
My first interview question: how?
Yeah.
And also how? I don't understand how this is even remotely. I'm trying to see, like, it doesn't look like there's a difference in the amount of spray that's coming up. Sloth's now in pit lane. I would assume for wets. Everybody's just coming to a crawl for the most part. They pull up lap times and see where everybody's at. It's only
132.
Yeah, it's only 6 seconds and several seconds quicker than everybody else in the wet. Several cars definitely struggling. But, oh, there's a penalty for Ryan Fisher. That's not of a random amount of time to get a penalty for. Maybe some formation lap shenanigans. But I don't know what the timing delta is for when you would want to change over, but I feel like you're 6 seconds a lap slower. You ought to be on a wet tire, maybe.
That doesn't make any sense. Why? Like, we had to have missed that he went in. No way.
That's the only explanation. Well, It's No Use is going in now, and they're going over to. I think these two have been on dries this whole time. I think they've been on a slick tire, unless the only possibility. Wait, no! We can see the wet tire. That's an actual wet tire that is visible on the car. This is really exciting for me because that is 100% a visible compound change. You can see the grooves in the tire. It worked. Merchant's through, probably also on the wet compound, but we can only see. Hey, so in case you were wondering what the wet tire compound looked like, because I've never seen it personally, that's what it looks like. It's gray-walled and grooved. Speaking of grooved, Groove Armada's 5th now.
And grooves on a wet tire, but it's not showing on our screen. Is it because we were watching It's No Use as he got the tire?
I think that had to have been it.
Yeah.
Jeff H was on dries. He was driving the entire time on dries. All right, I'm going to follow him into the pit lane. How do you stay on dries for that long? It is about a 32-second pit lane delta, so it's going to be a bit close coming out. Yep, those are the wet tires. You can see the men holding them as they bolt them on, and the car's moving with before the. I don't know, that was something. It's pandemonium in Argentina. I don't even know what's happening.
Dude, he has come out ahead of Merchant. He pit all that and still out ahead of Merchant.
Yeah, he stayed out that long. Oh, we can see who's that had the wet tire on? That's Spaniel, I think. We can also see their tire compound. Yeah, we didn't follow that.
I don't know, man.
I don't know, man.
What's Merchant look like right now?
He is still on the
Does
on the option tire, but obviously not on the
that he
option
is?
tire.
I don't know.
I feel like I'm closer to AMS2 bug testing than actual race commentary. We're just trying to figure out what's going on. The circuit is wet now. Lap times in the 1 minute 40s. Fastest lap of the race is a 25.8 by second place Merchant, living up to their name in incredible
The way
fashion.
the way he's struggling almost looks like he is on dries. Did you see him go wide though?
Yeah. All right, we're gonna do a little bit of a test here. We're gonna see how many people we can see that are on actual wet time. Jeff H, the leader, as we know, wets. Second place Merchant, visibly dries. It's no use, wets. Sloth, wets. Groove Armada, dries.
Groove is on wets though. I can see it on his stream that he's
all right.
on wet.
So it is just entirely random. Dries, 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 dries. Wets.
Oh, wet.
Wets.
Oh.
I wonder. Okay. Oh, they became dries. They it was a slick compound, but it became dry when we were on board. I don't know. I'm assuming they're fixing damage right now, considering they are multiple minutes behind the field. Really not going well for the Super Goose at the moment. That is an extreme amount of spray coming off the back of those cars in the pit lane. But well, now actually no, we saw this Sloth was on wets before. I'm trying to like figure out the correlation here.
I have no clue.
But
we do have breaking news here. Crazy Mittens is out of the race because of a engine failure.
Oh, that I'm wondering, because I have done this before. I will usually, for qualifying, I will close the radiator a bit and turn the boost up just a tad, basically so that I can do probably 2 or 3 laps before my engine explodes, and I've forgotten to change that before a race. So I'm wondering if it was something like that, a little bit too much boost, a little bit too little cooling.
Could have been. That's how at Gateway, I forgot to change my radiator opening. I qualified, I think it was second, and was out in 3 laps with a failed engine.
In season 0, it might have also been Gateway. I had a race where I actually remembered to set the engine properly, but I still kept blowing up the engine. I managed to... I was on my 4th engine, was gonna get the 5th one installed, and then I forgot to tell my pit crew to give me another engine, so it finally gave way. Like, 40 minutes into the race, and I was in a Discord call with a couple of people, and I was just screaming. Because I was like, I managed to get this far on this many engines, and it finally exploded.
You used like 2 seasons worth of engine allotment.
I did. I spent so much money on engines, and man, that pit crew, they got a new engine in like 2 minutes.
Right.
Any rally team doing an engine change, they can do a clutch change in, I don't know, like 5 minutes. Something absurd.
Right.
Some can. I don't know about the modern rally cars, but the old Rally 2s, they can do them very fast. I will say the times have sort of started to stabilize, and the top 3 are incredibly close on the teams at the moment. The gap has opened between second place Merchant and It's No Use, but it is the closest gap.
Now 8 and 7 are pretty close.
That is true, and Kronos and Matty Ice are quite close as well. And Flores and Ryan Fisher are near each other.
Those are my two endurance teammates right there, Kronos and Matty Ice.
Well, they're enduring some kind of punishment today. That's
Matty Ice.
Yeah, I think he went a bit deep on the brakes, went a bit wide. But it's certainly. I'm actually very impressed how well everyone's doing in the wet.
Right.
Remember in the drivers' meeting, I'm sure you heard what I did, which was several people saying, "Oh yeah, I did 10 minutes of practice." And on some days that's fine. On a day like today, is bold, for sure.
Bold. Kronos is looking very smooth for. He was talking about how he does not like the rain and does not really drive well in it. But he is intense. It was just fine.
Definitely. Let's see, what are the lap times looking like? Merchant's finding a second or so. Well, it's bouncing around just a bit. The wet weather specialist of Sean Stewart, as you referred to him, doesn't seem to be terribly comfortable.
What was his time?
His last lap was a 2 minute.
Oh, which is like what, 20 seconds off? He must have had some type of spin or something.
Yep. Is this our first wet weather overtake? For position, Spamuel down the inside of Deuce Pock. Can he get the exit onto the straight? I think he can.
Yeah. No, Sam has had a rough race, qualifying in the top 6, and he's battling now for 12th.
Yes. Racing is. Oh my!
Dusak had missed his breaking point.
His race just got a bit more difficult. That's Deuce Pock in the gravel, missing a rear wing, mangled front bumper.
That was just a total miss of the break point. He probably couldn't see.
He probably, quite honestly, you're absolutely right. Let's see if we can find somebody, what it looks like in the spray. Briefly. Gotta see who's very close to one another. Kronos is right on the tail of second place Mercia. See what it looks like. That's mostly blind. See, immediately diving out of the way.
Yeah,
find the braking
just so you
zone.
can see. Yeah, just so you could see your braking points. I heard Sam come over the radio. He was like, "What the hell was that?"
That was a missile. That was a Crosby sponsored missile.
Yep.
These two have sort of. I think there's still going to be a race between the two for second. They've been ebbing and flowing just a bit, but the gap hasn't really come to greater than 3 or 4 seconds.
There's only 3 cars on the lead lap now.
That's I'm not
way back.
Surprised.
Yeah.
There already is a huge field spread in this championship, which in cars as tricky to drive as these, that tends to happen. Different levels of experience, different levels of comfortability. It's kind of hard to race close at the best of times, anyways. There's a lot of shifting. It's no use. Up a gear, down a gear, up a gear again. That is a car that is just tiptoeing. No race car is really designed to drive around in the wet. Oh, maybe thinking about a late move. Maybe scaring second place Merchant out of the braking zone. Oh, wait, no, that isn't second place Merchant. My apologies. That is a completely different car.
Yeah, we don't.
That is car somebody. It is the man in 10th place, Mr. Kronos. I just saw the blue and black car, and I was like, oh yeah.
Oh
This is
yeah.
for position.
I think Kronos is in about the same car as.
They are in the exact
exactly.
same car. I feel less bad about my own stupidity. It was the rain. I just can't see through the windscreen. It's
Yeah.
difficult. 33 down, 12 to go. Jeff H leading in style. Bit contentious at the starts.
8 and 9 is now close, kinda, which is Les Paul, Spiky Cactus. But I think that was Spiky getting around Les Paul. He's kind of pulling away now.
Let's see. Let's take a look at the old lap time sheet. I think it was actually Spiky Cactus making some mistakes and falling back, considering their most recent lap was
2:30. Yeah,
2:30, and now they're about equal on pace. But the leaders, I mean, you see like packs. I think you got these three, the top three, all running about the same pace. 4 through 6, same deal. 7 through 10th for the most part, and then it starts to get a little squirrely.
Who's got 41 in the back there? That is Robin Fisher. His last lap of 41.9.
Oh wow! Lots of pace in the wet. Almost as quick as the quickest.
Yeah.
It's certainly spreading out just a bit. Oh, there's clearly something has occurred. The rain has let up. The skies are almost blue and pretty. Are we gonna see a wet to dry transition in the last 11 laps? I hope so.
That'd be kind of cool. It just depends on how fast these cars will dry out the dry line, because the weather is set for a light rain for the rest of the race. It was a rain and a light rain. So they are just going to get a little bit of a break here, but I wonder if the track will dry out enough to see options again. It would be interesting.
Could be. I mean, it seemed like the switch over time is around minute 38 to a minute 36. That seemed to be what Jeff H was doing when he was doing it. The difference between the off-board and the on-board camera, it looks gray and gross and like it's raining a lot. Then you jump on, and then you jump on board a car, and not a lot of rain, mostly blue skies. There's certainly not a lot to say about what's going on. I guess now as any is a perfect time to.
Who's 10 and 11?
Ooh, who is?
Matty Ice and Kronos again.
Oh no, back
no. Look, there's a lap traffic. Somebody that's sitting there.
I see what you're seeing.
When I'm looking at the, the stream here, it's kind of hard to see. It's kind of pixelated there. 10th place just went around lap traffic is what I was seeing.
Yeah. Amongst the gaggle of cars. Yeah. Nobody's all that lonely on circuit. It's just nobody's fighting over the same lap. Say
8th, 9th is kind of there. 10th, who is 10th? Okay, Kronos is catching Les Paul. I remember seeing in the lap timings that Kronos is doing a second faster a lap.
That was the last lap was 7 seconds faster.
Yeah, so there you go.
Bad lap for Sean.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
207. What is going on?
You know, I think I'm not gonna blame this on you, but I feel
Oh
like
my gosh. He would blame it on me.
moment. I appear to have lost all sound.
Uh-oh. Can you hear me?
There we go. That was strange. I've returned. Everything just like went silent in my ears.
Well, I could hear you
Okay.
from this side. So.
I'm sure it was. I'm sure it was nothing. That's never happened before. On a moment. There is a bit of on-track happening. A position change. Spiky Cactus dropping back behind Kronos. If they're beginning to struggle.
Spiky is struggling in the wet weather, huh?
Let's see, last lap was a 57. A couple of mistakes for sure. There's a fight coming in for 8th position here.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Kronos on Les Paul.
Oh, it might be happening sooner than we think. It seems to be happening now. Everyone seems to be struggling with turn 10. They're sort of running a bit deep and having to basically cut the corner, but give up enough time as to not get any sort of slap on the wrist for it.
It's an over the crest like left-hander. It's like it's a 90, so it's like, you know, deceptively low.
Yeah.
Corner.
Yeah.
Going into those S's.
The track isn't visibly drying at all. I don't see any sort of dry line appearing.
Right.
Laps are counting down.
13 is off. Who's that? Ryan Fisher. He was just doing the fastest lap.
Oh, that's damage. That's a lot of steering damage for Ryan Fisher. That's not just steering damage. That is the crumpled nose of the Rich Energy machine. A man of exquisite taste, I must say. I drive a Rich Energy LMP3 in LMU. And everyone hates it, except for one of my other friends who also drives it. That, keep it together. That was very wide. And now re-enter, resafe jointly, please. Wonderful. But I think that's going to be a pit stop. Well, certainly going to be a pit stop for Ryan Fisher. That might bring Flores and Magruder up a position. Just by nature of that stop's not going to be short.
Where's Merchant at?
Merchant's just hiding.
He's hiding right there.
Yeah, I think second place Merchant is struggling quite a lot because they've dropped some time. Look, the handy dandy timing sheet. Well, not really.
41 to a 40.
Yeah.
They lost a second to Merchant on that last lap.
I'm thinking that there was a bit of issue with Groove Armada in 5th because they overtook. Maybe cost some time. I certainly hope, or I don't hope that there's a repeat of what we saw earlier, which is when It's No Use turned into a missile.
No, that was Deuceback.
It was also It's No Use. He also, well, it wasn't quite the same level of missile behavior, but there was a front to rear collision between these two.
Merchant. You know what? That happened before the first pit stop, didn't it?
I think it did.
You were wondering why Merchant's pit stop time was so much slower.
Right. That would be repairing damage.
Yep.
I think you should have my job, and I should have yours.
You were faster than me on track most of the time.
Yeah. Some of it, when I wasn't busy driving into the wall, yeah.
I turned into a missile and collected you at
Oh yeah, the good old days. No, I
yeah.
do. I admittedly, I don't know. I want to drive. I kind of the longer I watch from the sidelines and talk, I'm like, it'd be fun to get back in the car.
Yeah.
But I do enjoy yapping equally.
Yeah. Well, I've told you before, we've got a pretty good endurance campaign kind of going on over in iRacing.
True. I gotta get my license up and fork over a bunch of money. That's why I like Le Mans Ultimate. I don't have to give him any more money. I've given him all the money I need to.
That was still quite like it was like over $100 to get
That is
all
true.
the content for LMU.
That is true, but that pales in comparison to the $2,000+ that iRacing asks if you want every piece of content that's available. Not that anyone does that, but
it's 10 times more content than.
That's true.
Come on.
That is fair. That is fair. I don't know though. I'm just the iRacing netcode, man. It scares me. The level at which you can race in LMU in every class is absolutely phenomenal. You cannot do door-to-door contact in iRacing. Or you can, but you shouldn't. Because most likely someone's going to go inside of somebody else and someone's going to be ejected.
Well, I mean, I've done quite a bit of contact. Been okay.
Have you now?
Like side by side.
Intentionally, or I think that was Elbow having a bit of opposite lock coming out of one. Kronos is hot on the heels. I think Kronos has really found some good pace in the wet.
That's awesome.
Check. This is the most I've ever looked at the timing screen. Usually I only check it once or twice a race, but it's really helpful in the wet. Yeah, Kronos is Kronos has just overtaken Elbow. Is what's happened. So enough pace to get 7th position. Now is going to be the time where I start to do math to determine where Ed Piper's going to be after this race, and I don't think it's going to be very great. The Sloth, Groove Armada, and Sean Stewart are all three your rivals in this championship, and are all three doing quite well. I think it's only like 6 points between all of you.
It is. Yep.
So let's see. There's a 6 or 4 point delta with scoring, and question is,
I am going to have a 20 something place position come back onto the board after.
That is true. You will. Your drop round will become. How many points do you score from 23rd? Not a lot. 7
Not
points. But it still swings you. Yeah. So you'll certainly drop to at least 5th.
Damn.
But will Matty Ice? Let's see. Matty Ice is currently in 11th. Does he score enough to overtake you in the standings?
I'm 11th.
Oh wait, get that 7 points. So he goes up to 133, and you will go up to 136. So you will be very close on points, but you will be in 5th, and Matty Ice will be 6th.
I mean, there's the drop rounds always throw us though, so.
That is true, and my math could also change.
Yeah. But I don't know, crossing my fingers that maybe I can come back at Suzuka. I am fond of that track.
That's right, it's Suzuka next week.
and I'm hoping that I put down some practice and do my little tuning with the tires on, tune the car to the tires and get a good car out of it. It's no use isn't second. Did we miss this when we were tuning?
No. I was doing math. I like jumped back because I was like, oh, the
sorry.
gap's still the same. No, that's totally my fault. Because I was like, oh, he's catching him. And then I like went back and I was like, oh, the gap's basically the same, and didn't notice that they actually changed positions. So it's no use has actually managed to grab second in the closing stages. However, a penalty is looming over It's No Use.
Oh, really?
I would assume so. It's No Use went into the back of second place Merchant and spun him around and did not
Merchant does not do tickets, so.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oftentimes, if I'm doing a series where it's submissions for penalties, I basically will be like, all right, the person I will be reporting, did they finish ahead of me? Yes, then I will report them only because I lost and I'm sour.
Yeah.
And I think the last penalty I submitted was against you, actually. And the only reason I submitted it was because you finished ahead of me on circuit. It didn't make a difference, but I still went for it.
Yeah.
Oh,
no, that's the game.
Second place Merchant is actually entering pit lane. I actually suppose that's not that surprising, because it's more a fuel-related stop.
But 3 laps left. I guess. Oh, we're gonna have a. Oh no.
And no tires. And
oh, there they are.
The wets, ladies and gentlemen, they've arrived. It's just calamity. But that's a scheduled stop for fuel.
I bet you that
that is not the line.
Oh. I bet you that Jeff H has fuel saved as well, to where he's stretching to the end.
I would believe it. I would absolutely believe it. He's getting ready to start this penultimate lap. One final look at the standings. One final look at the timings. Ooh, that's the fastest lap we've yet seen in the wet. Still 12 seconds slower than these cars should be going. But I think the times overall are starting to drop. Maybe the circuit's not quite as wet.
I don't think so. I think so.
Equally so, drivers might be getting a bit more comfortable. It has been 20-odd laps.
Do we have any close battles for the end of the race? 8 and 9.
A little bit.
10 and 11.
Spaniel and Elbow. I've just noticed Mr. Cooper has dropped a couple more positions just recently to Matty Ice. They were running in 8th or 9th, and I think just started to drop a bit of pace, make some mistakes in the wet. Yeah. Maybe they possible pit stop, because those are now wet tires on that car that were not there before.
Right.
Hey, can we get some? Hey, Brazilian guys who make this game, you do a great job of updating stuff, but maybe add some form of broadcasting tools. That'd be great.
Right.
Be wonderful. I personally think they should halt bringing new content to the game and should work on a lot of much needed fixes.
I think so. I think you're right.
A lot of goofy stuff that goes on. Who does seem to be catching Matty Ice a little bit? Tad. And Spamuel seems to be catching Elbow just a tad.
Jeff H is on lap 45.
Jeff H is on lap 45.
So these guys are 3 laps behind.
Yes, I think we have still the top 3 on the lead lap.
No. Look at the track map. Oh, it's just 1 and 2. Oh,
Well,
left.
they will be on the leading lap, but because they haven't started that lap yet, they
Right.
are sort of a lap down momentarily. Yeah, I don't know why it's showing it's no use as not on the same lap, because they certainly are on the same lap.
I think if it's over a half a lap down, then
it could be. It could be relative based, to where it's
yeah.
is a very fair assessment and a very excellent bit of driving. Another phenomenal showing from our championship leader, Mr. Jeff H.
If somebody is watching and is really good at Indy cars, Jeff H needs some competition.
Does need some competition. I guess I could come out of retirement if I have to.
Yeah, there you go, Papa Blast.
I'm certain.
And we sir is really fast.
He is incredibly fast. It annoys me. He's still faster than me in just about everything. He does crash a lot more than me, though, and I can say that because I know he's not gonna listen. He's not gonna listen back to this. He does meet barrier quite more often than I do nowadays. So I can hold that above him, that I'm a more competent endurance racer because I don't crash as much. But it's Jeff H across the line by a absolutely absurd margin, well over 40 seconds when he came across the line. It's no use with a glorious return in second.
There you go. Second place. Yeah.
Had to work for it. Had to work hard for it. Second place Merchant, not quite living up to the name.
Third place Merchant.
Third place Merchant.
Still
nearly on pace Merchant.
Good result. Good result for him.
Fantastic result for both of them on the return. They had some racing to do. All 3 of them at any point reasonably could have been leading this race at any points, but I think it's just Jeff H. The Jeff H classic of never doing anything wrong ever.
Right.
Also being quite quick.
I got some breaking news from the chat. Randy Magruder ran out of fuel on the last lap.
No!
And had to retire.
Oh. That was something. I saw that. That was something.
I think that they were wrecking after the line.
Bring it to the end, but yeah, this sort of gives you an idea of who was fuel saving in the wet and who wasn't by their number of pit stops. Jeff H taking victory in Argentina. No one can stop him. I think the championship is pretty much as good as his mathematically. After this round, it's no use 24, a fantastic return, finishing second. Second place Merchant, not quite living up to the name, but still delivering a phenomenal result in third. Sloth finishing fourth. Groove Armada finishing fifth. Sean Stewart 6th. Kronos 7th. Spamuel is in 8th. Elbow 9th. Matty Ice 1313 rounds out the top 10. A very good performance on circuit after not the best qualifying performance, I must say. Les Paul Obsession, maybe the rain getting the better of him a little bit, maybe having to take that extra pit stop, losing a couple positions towards the end. Ryan Fisher 919 finished 12th, and as per usual, I forget that the server closes and I don't read fast enough. I am a professional. We should be joined shortly by, hopefully, our wonderful podium sitters. Speak of the devil, the man of the hour. No one can stop him. Clearly a wet weather specialist, Mr. Jeff H. Congratulations on another victory.
Thank you very much.
Fantastic. Was it a bit lonely tonight, or did the rain sort of give you something to do?
Oh yeah. Oh, that kept it interesting on its own. But yeah, first half was pretty exciting, and then it was just hanging on at the end.
Yeah, the race start was fantastic. I would say the most exciting start of the season for sure. I mean, it was you and It's No Use fighting right off the line. You got a perfect launch. And here comes second place Merchant sneaking on through right at the outset. But I mean, strategy wise for you, once you sort of realized that you had some work to do at the start, was it sort of head down, keep it consistent, or were you on the hunt early?
I was just kind of waiting to see. I was on full fuel and I was willing to go as long as I could. Um, just knowing that the rain was coming, so the longer I could stretch it, and once Merchant and No Use pitted, I knew I kind of had the upper hand. Um, um, yeah, there was some contact on the opening lap, and I want to watch the replay. I swear there was a bunch of room between us, but um, we'll see. I think there was some lag tonight. There was a lot of bouncing around and stuff, maybe with the rain.
Yeah, I have to ask because Ted and I both were just completely amazed by all three of your ability to just drive on slicks in torrential weather. Was it just not actually that slippery for a while? Because from what we could see, it looked like it would should have been undrivable.
There's a pretty distinct point where you need to get off those tires right away. And as long as you can get to that, then you're making the best of both tires. But there's definitely a certain point where it just drops off and it's a struggle to get back. Luckily, I timed it well. It started coming down pretty hard, but yeah, slicks in the rain was it was fun. It wasn't as bad as I thought it would be, but I kind of compromised the setup. Made some did some things to it to help with driving in the rain. So yeah, worked out.
Nice.
Well, congratulations, Mr. Piper. Any questions since you're
That's Jet.
here?
That's not Mr. Piper. That's Jet. What? Or
I was
you're talking to
asking if
me?
yeah, I was talking to you. Do you have any questions for Mr. Jeff
Oh, do I
H?
have any questions? Well, I
Yeah.
mean, nah, you're doing a pretty good job of asking the questions and stuff. I can probably think of something later on, but congratulations, Jeff H, on the dominance. I mean, you were well ahead for sure from everybody, and I think you fuel saved there at the end too. What was that? Is that a one stop or two stops?
I stopped twice tonight.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Yeah, I was able to stretch that last stint pretty far. Just a little bit better fuel mileage in the rain, and I had like one lap to spare, I think. Um,
Yep.
so it was more just driving in the rain rather than intentionally fuel saving. But yeah,
Right.
Something just occurred with AMS2. It switched to a McLaren F1, and now my game has crashed. So I don't know what the heck is going on.
I saw that.
Right now, try to come up with a pretty picture to show. But anyways, Mr. Jeff H, congrats on another victory, another stellar drive from you, and well, same time next week, same deal.
let's hope so. Thank you.
It's no use. Welcome back. First of all, we lost you for a little while, and it seems that you didn't lose really any of your pace while you weren't around. But how did it feel? An exciting race to come back to for sure.
Well, first of all, congrats to Jeff for the victory. But the problem that I had in this race was that I hadn't I haven't been prepared for the rain because if it will be running in all the racing. Uh, Sorry for my English is so bad.
It's
In
a terrible language. You're doing
it,
fantastic.
sorry.
You're doing fantastic.
Uh, if uh, nah, I try it, but well, the problem was I didn't prepare the rain and they say, oh, I'm gonna use a setup for the rain, but it didn't work properly, and uh, and I didn't timing the moment. Uh,
You're doing great. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. I'll keep it. I won't, we can keep it short. I won't leave you hanging for too long. Congrats on the second position. Sorry that the rain got the best of you, but good news.
yeah,
No more rain. It's all dry for the
yeah.
rest of the season.
I think that was a shame that we had to race with rain because if we had the rain in the race, will be a better race for Jeff, second, and me, because in the quali we were extremely close. No, so, that was Jeff was three was
I think it was, were you talking to? I was it when you guys were 3 thousandths apart in qualifying?
Yeah, yeah, they were
yeah.
super close.
Had
We
neither of
were
us lost our minds over that.
not at the same pace. No, I was a bit more faster, but maybe if we hadn't to prepare the rain, we could be fighting all the race without any problem.
Hopefully, maybe we'll have a similar event at Suzuka next week, and we'll see a good 3-way fight from green flag to checkered flag. But congrats again on the second place. Maybe next week, without any complicated weather, you can take the fight to the leaders, and we'll get a good fight.
Think
It's your second place merchant. Not quite
Hello.
living up to the name, but still delivering a fantastic performance. Given an excellent race start, by the way. That was incredibly good heads up driving. Super. I mean, it was part of it was right place, right time, and a lot of it was you did everything you needed to do to take the lead early on. So how did that feel?
Yeah. Well, I also started on a light fuel load, so I was already going to be a bit quicker. Then I know Jeff said he started on a full tank, so um, I was hoping that they fought a little bit and opened up a spot, and I was able to pull out a little bit. I think the gap got up to like 2 or 3 seconds. Um, and my plan was always to pit early, so um, try to extend that second stint up until it started raining. But then coming out on cold tires, I made a slight mistake and fell back a little bit from Jeff. And then I made a similar small error during the rain, um, which puts me back within reach of it's no use. And then I um, didn't start fuel saving early enough, so I had to dip into the pits for a splash, which brought me back to third. So overall, it was a great race, and obviously my best finish of the season. I've had terrible results this season, but this one felt good. I love this track, so it was a good showing.
Are you excited for Suzuka next week, or are you dreading it?
I'm dreading it. I'm not great at Suzuka.
It is a beast of a circuit.
Yeah. Yes, it is.
Maybe
But I don't know.
you're.
I don't think I've ever taken this car there, so maybe this is the car I need for it.
I was just about to say, I was like, I feel like fortunes could very much change. I really don't know of anybody who's driven this car on that circuit, which
Right. Yeah.
I see as a total excitement factor. But who knows? Maybe you'll find the sauce that nobody else has next week, and it'll be another good
Hopefully.
result. Congrats on the final step of the podium. Congrats on your best result of the season. Hopefully, the
Appreciate it.
momentum can be carried forward to the final two rounds.
We can only hope.
Mr. Piper, any final words of wisdom? Anything grand and profound you'd like to say?
That move at the start of the race there, Merchant, fantastic. And I
Thank you.
did say in the race, I was like, I think he's running a light load of fuel. Did I not
Yep, I
remember?
was. Yep.
I was like, I bet you he's on options and he's running just enough fuel to run those options because you ran away there at the beginning of the race for sure.
Yeah, I thought I might be able to hold Jeff off, but it was tough.
Yeah, no, it's definitely tough to hold off Jeff for sure. And then then you had that splash of fuel. We saw you come into the pits. It's like, oh no, there's only 2 laps left.
I know. I wanted to push it, but he was like, this is your last lap of fuel. I was like, oh, I can't
Yeah, no,
stretch it that much. Yeah.
yeah. Randy ended up not finishing the race because of running out of fuel. So,
Oh, okay.
Racing is all
Thanks
about
for having us.
fine margins. Yes, thank you guys for being here. We are nowhere without you. After all, if nobody's here to race, then I'm just the guy talking to myself, and I'm even stranger than I already am. So, thank you all for being here. Maybe we'll see you three next week. Maybe not. Who's to say? But certainly
we should.
looking
I'll be back
forward
out
to
there
it.
with you guys. And yeah, congratulations on the race and the first rain race of the Indy cars. It looked like it was tough, but everybody kind of kept it together. So,
It wasn't too bad.
congrats.
I was extremely impressed the whole time. I was expecting a bit more chaos. I mean, there certainly were moments. There was a couple missile-shaped Indy cars or Indy car-shaped missiles, but for the most part, everything was kept very well and truly together. I think that's gonna bring this week's installment of the Formula USA 2026 season to an end. And if you're interested in joining us here at America's Racing League, everything you need to know is in links in the description. Join the Discord, check us out on SimGrid. There's about 5 billion things happening any given day for this league, which is wonderful and amazing. Stuff on AS2, iRacing, LMU, ACC, both on PC and on console. So whatever you do, I'm sure there's a racing series for you. Thank you all so much for joining us. Thank you, Ted Piper, for joining me in the box. Absolute pleasure. Thank you for your wisdom as a current fast boy. Hopefully, see you all next week and have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your evening.
Thank you.
See you.